Hey everyone, it's masterbrendan, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about the 11 contestants I believe will debut in Produce 101 Season 2. So if you don't know, I'm actually quite into K-pop. Produce 101 is a very interesting reality TV show on Mnet. It's about 101 contestants or trainees battling it out to become 11 members of a group. So yeah, Season 2 is all about boys. I did watch Season 1 as well, but Season 2 is about to end this Friday, so I just wanted to talk about the 11 contestants I believe will debut. Of course there's 11 members. For the people ranked 5 to 11, I can't really rank them in order because there's so much variability in those rankings, but for the rankings from 3rd to 1st I can make a guess because usually those don't change too much, but compared to last season, this season has been changing like crazy, so there might be one or two that might be the same, but I can't be sure that 3 of them will be in the top 3. Okay, so just before I start, don't hate or bash me or anything because this is just my opinion, and these are my thoughts from the previous voting rankings and also what I've seen on the show as well. There's actually a few contestants which I think shouldn't be in the top 11, but I won't say those names because some people might get angry because I know there's some really hardcore fans out there. So anyway, let's get started into my list. We'll start with number 1 to 3 first. So I'm pretty sure these trainees will be debuting and probably being in the top 3. The first person I'm gonna say is Kang Daniel. In the last ranking he was number 1. You can assume that maybe he'll be number 1 again this time. He's been rising in the ranks since the start of the show, I'm pretty sure. So he's got quite a good sort of fan base going on, and I feel like he's quite a down-to-earth person. I feel like it's his personality that's really gaining votes for people, and I guess his personality is sort of similar to Sejong from Season 1. She ended up 2nd last year, so maybe he'll end up 2nd. Let's just say number 1 for now. For number 2, Park Ji-hoon for his little wink boy. Yeah, he's been gaining quite a lot of attention ever since the first music video came out and he winked. He's always been in the top 3, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna debut. Because he dropped down, it then came up again, so maybe number 2. For number 3, it's a bit hard to say, but this is my guess anyway. So I think that Samuel will rise to number 3. I feel like he's been gaining a bit more attention and he's been in the center spot quite a lot for performances. I feel like he's been getting himself more out there to the public. In the first voting period, he also came 2nd. I don't know what happened in the 2nd voting period because he dropped quite a lot, but he seems to be going back up, so maybe he'll go even more up. So yeah, I feel like he's gonna be one of the top people. He's actually pretty famous in, what's that word, to Westerners? Or outside Korea anyway, outside Korean fans. Samuel's actually pretty popular. I have a feeling that maybe he'll get 3rd. Of course, that's my guess. So we're gonna go down the list and talk about the people who I think will be in the top 11, but I am not doing this in any order because when you go down, usually the contestants are a bit like, they change a lot, so I'm not quite sure. I'm just gonna go with the flow. So this is in no particular order. So the Sung-woon. I sound so English. Sorry, I put his name here. But he's always been in the top 11, so I believe that he's gonna debut. Probably in the top tier of Produce 101. And 2 other people which I believe will debut is Min-hyun and also Kim Jong-hyun. Min-hyun, is it Hyun or Hyun? So sorry about my Korean, but anyway, the latest trainees who are actually from newest, I believe that they'll debut because I feel like they're actually pretty popular. They've always been in the top 11 as well, and I feel like they have a good chance of debuting. And well, I'm just gonna say JR because that name's easier to say, but he was number 1 in the 2nd voting period, so I don't know why he dropped, but I feel like he will debut, at least. I feel like those 2 people will debut anyway. But there could be a chance that Min-hyun might not debut because he dropped quite a lot in the last voting period. So the next person, Park Woo-jin, and he has a very attractive snaggletooth, and he also has quite a lot of charm and talent. He's been rising quite a lot in rankings and he made it into top 11, so I think that he will debut. So the next trainee that I'm gonna mention is Kuan-lin, and I believe that he will debut even though he dropped in rankings quite a lot. He was in top 2 in the second voting period, and the reason why I say this is if you remember Pinky and from Produce 101, the first season, they actually dropped quite a lot in their rankings in the 3rd ranking, similar to Kuan-lin. So the next person I'm going to say is Seong-ho, and the reason why I mention him is because even though his ranking dropped a bit, I do feel like that there is a possibility that he could debut. I feel like there's some sort of charm in each episode from him that I just have a feeling, maybe. And also the fact that usually he comes before Lai, but in the 3rd announcement he actually came before him, but his ranking was more up, like more higher to him, so that's just me anyway. So the next person I'm going to mention is Jae-hwan, and I think that even though he didn't make it into top 11 in the last voting period, I feel like that he has quite a chance of debuting. He wasn't far off from the top 11 in the last voting period, and he was in the top 11 before, so I feel like that he has quite a good chance of debuting. He has good vocal skills, which the top 11 need a good vocalist in the male IOI. In the 2nd voting period he actually had quite a big difference in votes, so that's another reason why I think that he might just debut. 11th member I believe is Ji-seong. So his personality really stands out in each episode, and I feel like the group needs someone like him, because besides Ong, I just call him the Ong guy, but besides him I feel like his personality really stands out for the show. His ranking went up again. It went like up and then down and then up, but I believe that there is a good chance that he might debut, but there also is a bit of an uncertainty there because of the sudden change, and also he was in the bottom part of the top 11. And I'm just gonna mention a few people which I think will either be in the bottom part of the top 11 or will just miss out. I'll say reasons. So the first person, Jong-hyun, I believe he's always in like the bottom rankings of the top 11 or just missing out. So I feel like that he might just miss out, like could be number 13 or 14, but I really do want him to debut actually. He's always been 3rd out of the Pledis trainees, so it's a bit uncertain as to whether he will debut or not, but I'm guessing maybe he will in the end, maybe, I'm not sure. And another person which I feel like will be in the bottom half or might just miss out is Dae-hwi. And the reason why is because he was originally really high in rankings, but then he went to 10 or something, 10, and then he went up again, but then he went back to 10 in the last ranking. So it's a bit uncertain at the moment as to whether he'll debut or not, but I feel like that he might end up being in the bottom half of the top 11 or just missing out. It's really strange when you like drop your ranking like a lot, especially when it's like a 2 voting thing. I'm not quite sure if the next one's just 1 vote, so that will change a lot if it's just 1 vote. So the last person I'm going to mention is Sung-woon. He was in the top 3. He came 3rd I think in the last voting period, but he was actually a very surprised person to actually get into the top 11 because he originally wasn't in the top 11. For him to be in the top 11 for the 2nd to last ranking is pretty interesting, I have to say. In the last ranking, the number of votes wasn't actually quite different to the people before him. There wasn't much of a difference. It was just like a few thousand sort of thing. There's a bit of uncertainty as to whether he might not make it or might get into the bottom half. And I mention this because Daniel and Ji-hoon, they had higher votes compared to him. There was quite a difference between those 3 people, so it's a bit uncertain as to whether he might debut or not. That's just me and my little rant on who might make it into Produce 101 Season 2, the final group of 11. I can't wait to watch, even though on Friday it's gonna be released live and I can't watch it until they English sub it, Well, I can watch it, but then it sort of ruins the suspense when I watch it in Korean and then I watch it later in English subbed. If you watch Produce 101 Season 2, then you can let me know down below who your favourite trainees are or who you think might debut. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, me talking more about Korean pop stuff, K-pop stuff. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you like me doing these sorts of videos, then you can go and comment and let me know. Otherwise I might not do too many more of these sorts of videos, but yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. I also have another channel called MBXD and also Yesh that you can go and check out. But yeah, anyway, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.